Hello and welcome to Operation Bonebox. This is episode 19 of our Delta Green game playing the Iconoclasts campaign. We're Wilderspace Gaming and I'm Andy, I'm the handler, the game handler. Let me introduce you to my players. Let's start with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Agent Puck, who is unusual in this campaign as he's British, so a bit out of place.
And not a member of Delta Green and therefore suspicious. Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Agent Huron, CIA SAD SOG operator.
Unfortunately, we're short Marc tonight, so I'll be NPCing his character. Then B. You muted B.
Ooh,
Oh, is your headphones gone up again? Right, I'll come back to you, B. Oh, you sort that out. Let's do Bruce.
Hello, I'm Bruce. I play Agent Jones, combat archaeologist and erstwhile occult caster.
Okay, yes, expanding skill set there. And Tom.
I'm not yet a combat occultist yet.
Yes, okay. Working on it. Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm play Agent Farmer, a O&I officer.
Okay, and lastly, B. Hopefully now with working sound.
Hello.
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you.
My name's B. I play Agent Hawk, an Ice Federal agent.
Okay, right. So, we haven't played for a few weeks, but just as a reminder, you are all currently back in your base at Kirkuk Airport. You have met and integrated your two new arrivals, Agent Puck and Agent Huron, after the two fatalities a couple of sessions ago. And you've been discussing various plans of what to do and how to combat the Father of War. And I think from the offline conversation, my understanding your plan is to replace the elder sign on the, or recast the elder sign rather on the stopper and plug it in the amphora, the throne of blood, to block that up, and then to try and obtain the missing tablets from the missing tablets you need for the spell is called calling the. What's it? Calling from out. Oh, I forgot the proper name for it. Calling from the outside. Calling those from outside or something. It's called.
Call forth those from outside.
Call forth those from outside. That's it. Because there are you have an incomplete set of tablets. You have photographs of some other tablets. You believe that the missing tablets were at the Baghdad Museum, but you know that has been looted and they have not yet gathered all of them back. So your hope is that, and what is that back has not been catalogued. So your hope is that they have there the missing tablets to give you that ritual, call forth those from outside. Okay. But you want to try and learn that ritual. And then you also want to, you're also prepping to do the ritual closing the breach. You've already learned that. You've already got someone who can cast that. And your plan, as I understand it, is to find a isolated spot somewhere. And there was a discussion about a French Foreign Legion era fort. To then use the call ritual to summon the Father of War, and then immediately cast the closing the breach to try to banish him, having first blocked up the throne of blood.
That's correct. We decided that was more sensible because attempting to carry out the closing the breach ritual in the middle of the city was going to almost certainly end badly. it takes upwards of an hour, and though Father of War can't interfere with the casting, his minions can, and will be completely surrounded by them. Plus,
Yeah.
a lot of other hostiles as well who will descend upon us as well. So I think that's probably beyond their capabilities in practical terms. So
Yep.
we decided that moving somewhere just over an hour's drive away from the city was probably a good idea.
Okay.
And I believe the mundane part of this plan was to have me try to coordinate some of my Peshmerga contacts to launch distraction attacks and things like that to draw forces away from attempting to interfere with the ritual at the fort.
Okay. Right. Let's.
Andy, you're going to have to remind us because we're always because it's been a bit of time since we last played. Date and when is next? How long is it till the next new moon?
Right. Okay. That's a very good question. So there is a handout for it in the. Is it in the other that gives you the right phases of the moon?
Oh,
It
there
is
it is. Thank you.
currently. Right. I think it's the end of the 14th of April. And you have worked out that your best
Best shot is the full moon.
full moon.
Is that a handout from the book, or is that a something that you just looked up?
What
I'm
this?
just curious. Yeah, the phases of the moon.
It's something I've typed up from information in the book, without giving
Okay.
away too much.
Fair enough. That's all. I was curious because I know that a lot of that's like tracked and logged and stuff too. And I was about to be like, I love science for the fact that it tracks and logs all that because it does make setting RPGs in like older real world settings.
It's not really been relevant for this game, but there is a site I have used before to get the exact weather on a particular date in a particular location.
Yeah,
which is a little nerdish.
I think it's great. It's one
No,
of my
it's
favorite
nerdish.
bits about science.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, I think what do you want to? Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with? Do you want to try and get the elder sign done first of all, or do you want to? Are you planning to go to Baghdad to try and see what tablets they have, and see if you can get the full set?
I think
Let's do the elder sign. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the idea was for me to actually make the elder sign stopper using like the CNC machines and stuff like that, and then get the amphora ready for transport.
You're transporting the amphora.
We're going to have to take it to like.
Yeah, I thought we were taking.
No, I suppose we won't. Well, we can just leave it here and.
Yeah.
Yep, good point. I've been thinking
Okay.
all along for the problem.
So yeah, but yeah, I was going to make the sign for the stopper and all the rest of it. So I was going to get it all that on the like CNC machines to get it exact.
What do you mean by CNC machine?
I was going to get it machined. So you know what a CNC machine is? It's basically it's a computer controlled cutter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
What is your computer?
60.
60. Right. Okay. That's no skill roll. You can do that automatically. Okay.
Yep.
So you get a replacement. Are you making it out of? Well, the original's bronze.
I think we keep it with the bronze.
Okay. 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 And then
I guess we're ignorant about whether that material is relevant or not, so we might as well stay safe.
Yep.
And bronze survives really well throughout the years. So.
Okay. And then, Agent Jones, are you going to inscribe the elder sign on this stopper?
Yes.
Whilst this is happening, presumably, who's planning on learning the call forth from the outside or whatever it was ritual? Can we do these things concurrently? Because we're on a clock. We've only got 8 days.
The casting the permanent casting the elder sign is not long.
No.
Permanently inscribed on a surface is not a long action. So I'm assuming this is done before those of you need to go to
Okay.
going to Bag. Are all of you going to Baghdad?
I think so. We don't know what we're going to find.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably a good idea.
Okay. Right. So to inscribe it, it takes quite a bit of effort for Agent Jones. Because you know the spell, you automatically cast it, but to power it. It costs you 2 POW points, so lower your POW stat by 2.
Okay.
And roll me a d6.
2.
Yep.
Cool. And then roll you a d6.
Yep.
Gosh, so long since I did this. Is that going to work? Apparently.
At the cost of 1 san.
Well, no, I wanted 6 sand because it'll make it easier for the next one.
So you've.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Now, the.
Do I need to make anybody in the party an unwilling victim of a ritual sacrifice yet?
No, that's the
Okay.
later things.
Are you sure?
Well, sorry, that is entirely up to you.
Ah, well, you mean it's very vital that we sacrifice one of our MP? No, all right, go on. Fine.
If you
Not
want
yet.
to do a really potent one, then it takes 24 hours and will probably permanently drain something like 10 people of power.
Let's put a pin in that one. Maybe that's something that I can do in the future.
Yep. That's a much bigger one than this that you've done. Right, and so the stopper is then placed into, I assume, into the Throne of Blood and sealed in there with wax, as was done, as you've seen in the original video.
Can I suggest that we might want to leave doing that until the last minute, because possibly the Father of War might perceive that.
Yeah.
As we did have an incursion through the you did have an incursion through the amphora before.
Can't see any harm in waiting until the last minute.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
It might
Yep.
notice, and then it'll know that know what we're up to and prepare.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So you're holding off putting it in, but you now have that. Can I then please have? Is Agent Jones keeping that on him, or is it being left with the amphora?
Well, it is an odd sign. You know, it presumably now is a useful device anyway, isn't it?
You can brandish it to stop things it affects. Technically, beings from outside cannot come within about 10 meters of it unless it is broken.
Well,
And
it's
it
costing
drains
a couple of
power
power.
from them if they do.
Yeah. Why not? We have no idea what's going to happen to us in
The
Baghdad.
risk is that we
Yeah.
lose it.
Yeah. How do we lose it?
Pickpockets. That's about it.
Getting shot and murdered.
I mean, that might happen anyway. So.
Yeah.
At that point, losing it's not it's the least of my worries.
Yeah. Plus, we can always make it again.
No, I disagree. It's the least of our worries. We need to leave the situation as stable as it is possible for our successors in the event that something like that happens.
The only reason why we
Obviously,
would take it is
It's a
if we feel
suboptimal
there's...
solution, but
Yeah, the only reason why we would take it is if we think that there might be some sort of supernatural intervention while we're actually in Baghdad. So if we don't think that's a possibility, then let's leave it.
Okay, so you're leaving it with the. I'm sorry, are you leaving it or taking it? I just want to know if it's being left with
That
the
was a
amphora.
question. That was a question for
Okay.
Agent Parker or Chris.
I think that we should leave it.
Okay.
It should be placed in a strong box under utmost secrecy, and only the 6 of us plus one of the other people on your team should know the code for it and know what's in that strong box.
Well, that would
And
be
that strong box should look as innocuous as possible. It should
That-
look like a crate full of rations or something.
that will probably be Agent Juliet who will know about that.
Yep.
Okay. Right. In answer to the question about the ritual call forth those from outside, that is it's on the tablets. The winds unknown to Adad, and those are written in Arcadian. So who is it speaks Arcadian?
Don't look at me.
Beep.
It is Jones. Okay. Right.
Which divided up the spellcasting between the two.
Okay. Was B having trouble again?
What's that like?
Maybe.
Sorry.
Having trouble?
No.
Yeah, nobody could hear me. Sorry.
Okay. What were you trying to say? Sorry.
I was making comments here and there, and I realised that no one was responding. And
Yeah.
And we weren't just being rude and ignoring you. So apologies, we couldn't hear you. Right. Okay. So are you driving to Baghdad? And right, when you're going to Baghdad, what are you looking like? Are you looking like some sort of quasi-American military unit? So-
I'm looking like what I am, a scholar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to appear as locals. You're trying to appear as Westerners. And what weaponry are you carrying? Are you?
I'll put that one to our operations security specialist, whether they think we should how we should go about that.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, at this time, ostensibly Baghdad is under U.S. and coalition forces
It's under
control.
Croatia. So it would be much more normal for you to be wandering around carrying M4 carbines or M16s or
Yeah.
something like that. So I mean, we don't need to go into vast detail unless it becomes relevant. But you
Yeah.
looking like Americans, Westerners, in Western clothing with body armor and appropriate Western weaponry. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And this time I'll have a suppressor on my rifle.
Okay. Okay.
Before we go, I'll borrow a pistol from
The armory.
Okay. You can be issued a pistol, certainly. So basically, we can work out the details of what it is, but just essentially, have you got a pistol? Have you got an assault rifle? Have you got something else? I'm going to assume Sandman is going with you, and Sandman has a assault rifle with an unslung grenade launcher, because that's means preference, and a pistol. If you want, essentially, I'm assuming that Huron is tooled up to the nines, and the other 4 of you, please let me know if you're taking anything more than a pistol.
Just
I
pistol.
believe.
And laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, laptop.
The deadliest weapon we have is that laptop.
Yeah. And a Nokia.
Hawk,
I got a Mac AK-47.
do you want to take an
I
assault
don't know if
rifle?
It's what I've got in my inventory, but if it's not appropriate for,
Well, that it's not that it's not that it's inappropriate. It's just it's slightly odd because the Westerners tended to be using Western era weapons. That that what you've got there is a Russian type weapon,
Okay.
which is only used by it's used by locals both on the coalition side and on the
I will ask Steward to give me an appropriate gun that's more than a pistol. I've got my Makarov, but
yeah. Okay. Yep.
just tell me what that is, as long as it's
Just use the stats of the 47.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's functionally the same stats.
Yes. You're given an M4 carbine. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. And how are you traveling to Baghdad?
What's the
That's
quickest
fast.
way?
I don't have to hand a Sorry, I don't. Map wise,
To be fair, military helicopter will probably.
do you
I was
you
gonna
do you want
say,
you want to just get there as quick as possible via helicopter rather than driving?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what vehicles? Do you want to take 2 Humvees like you did at one point?
Well, no, 'cause we're actually on the base. We've got access to the heliport. We'll go straight
Well-
over to Baghdad in the helicopter and get a vehicle from them.
Right.
We
So
can't exactly.
okay.
Well,
So,
no, we can. We can. A Chinook can carry a Humvee easily.
probably don't need 2 of them.
Okay. So you
We're
want.
not going.
But yeah, it would make more sense for a vehicle to be waiting for us there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to requisition a vehicle when you get that. That's absolutely fine. You
We can
have
put the
enough-
order in. We can put the order in beforehand.
Do you want? Okay. Do you want 1 or 2 vehicles when you arrive? There's 6 of you going. You can get a Humvee that can take 6 of you. That's not a problem. It's just a little cramped.
It's take the one because it's less likely to get any attention drawn to us in one, because we're not traveling a convoy. It's ostensibly already in coalitional hands, so it's not going to be. We don't perceive any major threat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do some rolls if you like. If you
No,
like
no,
to
no,
actually
no,
back
no,
that up.
no, no, no. Absolutely fine. Okay. So you get a Humvee. So right, you get a helicopter down there. That's no problem. And then the 6 of you arrive and waiting for you on the airstrip. The moment you're flashing around your CIA cover code number, then things just become available. And there's a Humvee, an armored but unarmed Humvee waiting for you.
Yep.
And you then head off to the Baghdad Museum. Now I have a map of.
I'll be driving.
Okay.
That is part of what I put this character together for.
Right. So this is a map. Oh, sorry. I've just. A map of Baghdad should have just come up.
Yep.
Okay.
I see it.
And what you'll see is that the Iraq Museum is right at the top of the map. Okay. And it's just outside what's called the green zone, which is the restricted guarded zone. That's marked by that red line. So the United States Embassy is right at the south inside it, and there's various other bits outside. Okay, so the Iraqi Museum is in a safer area because it's quite close to the green zone, but that actually can be a bit of an attraction for problems. And there are things are still quite problematic in
Yeah. Yeah.
in Baghdad at this time, 2016, but they're nothing like as bad as they have been in recent years. There's quite a heavy crackdown going on anything that's might be resembling Islamic State or Daesh, as they should be called. So it's quite a there's quite a lot of armed troops around and so on. And you land by helicopter and are driven. You drive yourselves. The one there's a sat nav can direct you, and you make your way to the Iraqi Museum. And this is quite a impressive building. I think from memory it was renovated by Saddam Hussein to be really quite impressive. Possibly verging on the slightly gaudy side. And it's got there's armed guards outside and so on, but sorry, we totally skipped over one thing. Have you made an appointment here, or are you just turning up?
I would make an appointment. I think just
Okay.
the time factor is worrying.
Okay. So Agent Jones, with your connections, you've arranged an appointment for yourself and your associates with the museum director, and you arrive. As I say, there's an armed guards there. There's Interestingly, they're actually American armed guards placed here. This is a sort of an attempt by the US government to try and preserve Iraqi history after the museum was heavily looted. And you're given almost cursory checks, because once you're established that you're Westerners, even though some of you dressed otherwise can very much look a lot like Westerners, you're currently looking like Westerners, and they're quite happy with that, and you're shown into the museum. And very quickly you meet the director of the museum, who comes out to greet you in the reception. And are you leaving? Should we just say that Sandman is staying with the vehicle? Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And
With the engine running just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with a radio with an earpiece, just in case we have to call for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the director comes out and says, I got your message. You wish to see some particular items of antiquity, I understand.
Yeah, I suppose we should come up with a cover story while we were in the helicopter.
That is correct, yes. Where, well, me and my colleague here are studying some of the tablets from the ancient Assyrian past for a combined dissertation between Cambridge University and Yale.
Agent Jones is nodding.
Mm-hmm. What's your persuade, please?
Persuade, I don't think I've got any. 40.
Is that the base amount, or has that been increased?
No, it's been increased.
Uh,
After poor tragic Agent Khar died, I didn't want to basically make the same character again. So,
no, certainly. Right, this is. I'm not going to make you roll because you've got a plus 20 to this anyway. He's very amenable to you. He says, "Oh, certainly, please come this way. I need to take you to one of our curators' areas out the back." Out of the back of the museum. The tablets are not on display. The set that you have talked about. We once had 136 of them, but there's been a degree of looting, and we've managed to recover some, and we now have 94 of those back. So we're missing some.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Now, you know from the checking you've done beforehand that there are 56 tablets that they have, or had rather, from the photographs that Emmeline Hale showed you, or shared with you rather, because you have a copy of them. There were 56 that were not in the Rassam set. Okay. Out of those 136 that they originally had. Okay. All right, and he takes you through to sort of almost like a workshop area, and says, "My apologies. The ones we have recovered have not yet been catalogued against what we originally had. As I say, I know that we had the records. Well, I know the records state we had 136. We now have 94. You're welcome to peruse them to your leisure. If you were to catalogue them against the originals, and he takes you this essentially a workbench. It's been set up for you with several cases similar to actually the ones. Do you remember when you first went to Rassam's place? He had the tablets in cases. It's similar to that. Actually, storage containers for transporting them. though these look to be much newer and plush ones, where there's also off to one side a machine to actually sculpt the foam to fit around the tablets and all this sort of stuff. And on the workbench is also a binder with actually photographs of every single physical photographs of every single one. And he says, as part of your investigations, if you were to catalogue which ones we now have, I would be very grateful.
But of course.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Okay.
And I'll quiz him about other sets of ancient Assyrian tablets from the same period that he might have kicking around.
They okay. Yes, he knows this. I think you must have mentioned this is the one you're particularly interested in. But yes, he certainly chats about other ones and so on. And he hasn't got those out. But if you want to in the future, he can get those particular sets out of storage to allow you to look at them. But
Well,
they're also in equally uncatalogued state. Okay.
Okay, so I'll be aiming to help with the initial sorting and cataloguing. Then once the serious work on reading Akkadian starts, I won't be able to help much. So I'm going to try and fulfil my third motivation, Andy, which is, given that I'm an academic, get some easy material to keep me in work for at least a year. So just find something interesting that's lying around that no one's studied yet, photograph it in detail so I can study it when I get back.
Okay. Certainly. Right. Okay. Right. Then you start the work of cataloguing it. This doesn't require any skill rolls. It just takes little time. And it is literally a case of pulling out the tablet, looking at 136 photographs until you find it. Yep. Yes.
Yep.
And
Mysterious, I seem to quite enjoy it.
yes, of the 56 that weren't in the set you currently have, the museum has 23 of these now. Okay, they're still missing 33 of them. Okay, specifically the tablets you want, you are missing currently three. Ages ago I told you that the call forth those from outside is across 5 tablets and closing the breach is across 4.
Yep.
You've got you are missing 3 tablets for call forth those from outside. You find one of them in the museum, the other 2 are still missing.
All right.
And this takes you probably an hour to work out as you're studying them and so on. And someone could have nipped off and gone and got something to eat and drink and stuff like that, and so on, and check that Sandman's not been kidnapped or anything like that, and it's all going fine. The museum director comes back at one point and says to check how you're doing is I hope you're finding this interesting and filling in the gaps you were hoping to check on.
Fascinating. I'll distract him and talk him through the work we're doing, which may not be exactly the work that we're doing, but like I said, I'm very much academia is my world. So
he is. What's your human score?
humans, Boggle, 30.
Give me a human check.
Still higher than Agent Jones.
Yeah, in actual fact, 95.
Okay. Right.
I don't get anything.
Well, what you do get is, which I think is automatic for your level of knowledge. He's not much of an academic. He's probably a minor academic. He's probably he's a sort of government-appointed official who's running an institution. So he does appear to have some interest, but it's not from a massive academic point of view.
So, Andy, do we either proceed with what we have, at whatever negative that might have, or are we trying to go through the black market to go and find out where these tablets ended up?
Any idea how we would even start to do that?
No, but I think we're at the point where we're under enough time pressure to give up, unless there's an easy kind of
I think
black
so.
market bazaar down the road that we
Well,
can go.
you
and pick
know,
something up.
you know that the museum has been trying to reacquire the tablets. That was said to you. They've been reacquiring some of the tablets.
Yeah. We could ask.
Well, the director is currently chatting to Agent Puck.
Director.
Is less and less of a academic. I've become slightly more patronising.
Okay.
Director, I noticed that there are a number of tablets missing.
There are. It is.
Have you had any luck in finding the missing tablets? It seems such a shame.
He almost does a. It's almost worthy of a stage. The sort of conspiratorial glance round to check who's listening type look before he says to you, "It's all very awkward. Quite a number of items from here were stolen and have been being traded on the black market, and
I understand.
uh,
In fact, given recent stories in our own British Museum, not actually now, but like 2023, 2024,
Oh,
it's very understandable, apparently.
Yeah, very true, very true. There are even how do I put this? Some of the dealers in antiquities, they call themselves, have even attempted to sell things back to the museum.
That is almost outrageous.
And yes, there is one man who is trying to sell some of these tablets back to us.
Would you be able to provide his details? We may be able to.
There's a goodwill gesture from the US and British academic institutions to the government. I'm wondering if we could possibly make some sort of arrangement. Of course, we'd have to make a call to the relevant institutions, but if you could give us the details, we could at least confirm with him that this is the case and that he has these items. If we could provide some sort of photographic evidence back to Yale and Cambridge, I'm sure we could possibly talk them into some sort of grant or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Further cooperation between our respective.
I can certainly. Yes, certainly. That would be amazing if you could do that, and I can certainly give you his details. And he takes his mobile phone out of his pocket and scrolls through it, and then dictates a number for a man he calls Bahir.
Okay.
Okay. Who else is present? Actually, physically present here? Who else is involved in this conversation?
I'm physically present in the room. I'm not necessarily. I'm listening in on the conversation, but I'm just keeping an eye out as per my kind of security.
Far left, is Hawk present as well?
Yeah.
What are your? Sorry, Farmer. Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I would, because I would catalogued all the other journals back onto the computer. I'll be doing the same again this time.
Okay. All of you, what are your human scores, please? So, including Jones.
67.
30.
Let me find it.
I don't think it's going to be relevant because
I failed a couple of rolls. It's 17.
17.
37.
37. Well, actually, to be honest, Hawk is 67.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, okay, don't worry. It's automatic success from Hawk. For the sake of it, the other three of you can roll.
I'll roll. Why not?
Yeah.
Might get a tick.
Yeah.
So, well, you get a tick for failing, remember.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't fail. Indeed, I succeeded.
So, and go on, Jones, you roll as well, just for humour's sake. So, all four of
Damn.
you,
Everyone apart from me, in fact.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
clearly, you're
Come
far too
on.
British and trusting, and these cynical Americans.
He's lying.
No, it's not. It's not. He's lying. It definitely is a contact number, but it's on his mobile phone. You suspect that maybe some of the trading that's theft and going on might still be going on, and he might be finding ways to line his pockets.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
And
remember.
he gives the number to Jones, as Jones was asking about it. And he says to you, this man here, he was asking a ridiculous price though. So I have said absolutely no to him, but he was asking a ridiculous price.
Well, we can but try.
Okay.
And it's not like we're planning to pay him anyway. Right.
Sorry, what?
Not that I say that.
No.
I
Just
have friends with guns.
Well, just remember as well that you were actually given some money by actual physical cash by Gwyn right at the start, and I think if I remember correctly, it's $112,000.
It's going towards my post-game therapy bill.
More like towards your cremation bills. None of us are coming back. Come on.
Yeah. Yes. So anybody that does survive who's going to need that therapy. So.
Yeah, $112,000 in shrink wrap stacks of $100 bills.
Yep.
All
Nice.
dated 2002 or earlier, even though you're in 2016. The point being that that's money that could have been that it's old enough that it could have been in country before
Right.
the fall of Saddam Hussein. So that you have that cash available. Might well be actually back at your base, but okay. But you have this phone number, and you have now. You also, so he's got physically one of the tablets you wish to have. Have you acquired this yourself?
So are we? We've got. How many tablets have we got back at base?
You've got out of the 5 that this ritual is across. You physically have 2.
Yep.
You
This
found
guy's got
one here, and according to the photos, the remaining 2 are were held by this institution. Whether those are being are ones this man here has or not, you don't know.
I think it's worth, the rest of the day to basically find that out, and if not, we'll just go with what we've got.
Okay, but this one you've got, the one that's here, are you leaving it here for the moment? Are you taking it with you? Are you gonna? I mean,
Will he let us take it out? I wouldn't think so.
that was certainly the implication was no, but you've been left alone in here for long enough that if you want to
Just walk off with it.
well, reduce their 94 to 93.
I wouldn't sit well with
Amazing.
me, I don't think, but that's up to you guys.
Well, if we survive, we're going to bring it back. I mean, we are literally not planning on stealing it.
Yeah, just take.
I mean, is this not something that we could just take a picture of whilst
Well,
he's not looking?
that's the whole point.
We've got pictures of
Oh.
everything already.
If you
Oh,
don't have,
okay, all right.
if you're essentially the game mechanics of it is
I'm trying to get rid of the -20 or whatever it's going to be.
well, no, it's the extra skill check. You have to make a language check as well as if you're going
Hello.
off photographs, you have to make a language check as well as.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Huron is okay with whatever furthers the goals of the mission. If that requires us to commit a bit of a larceny, he's fine with that.
Afraid Agent Puck is going to have to put aside his British sensibilities for a moment.
Fair enough. Not that strong. I mean,
Hang on a second.
That didn't take very much. Well, yeah, okay.
this is this is important. So,
I'm sure the British Museum has got
Yeah,
all
about
of the
stealing, we're fine.
legally obtained materials ever. Yes,
Yeah.
it's all above board.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Just like a lot of the American museums, it's all legal.
Does everybody agree it's worth the rest of the day to go and find the other two?
Oh,
And if
yeah,
not,
that's right.
we'll
Oh
do
yeah,
it?
yeah.
All right, but I think I shall hand over the telephone number and details to somebody who can get that triangulated, and then
So
Agent Farmer.
Bye.
yeah, presumably.
Thank you very
fine.
much.
Here's the telephone number.
So is Farmer making the phone call then?
No, I'm putting the number into the system to find out if I can ping where it is.
Right.
Yeah, to see if he's left his phone on.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a mobile number. It's on. It's physically not that far away. Have you got the map in front of you still?
Yes.
Um,
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do.
I'll just show it to you again to save you having to go and find
Yep.
it. Do you see just to the south of the Iraq Museum? There's the Mustafa Al-Sadi markets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the phone is, you don't have an exact location, but it's pinging off a cell tower that is in a mast that's in that area.
Yeah.
So he's somewhere in that market area. He's physically within walking distance.
Fabulous. Can I do the same thing again to try and hear what it say? Hear what it is.
Oh, see what his phone is saying.
Yeah,
What's your
just like
skill?
62 or
That's-
something like that. It's over 60. Yeah, 62.
Yep. Okay. Yep. You can do that. So you crack his phone and start listening in. And there's a lot of background noise. It sounds like he's in some kind of probably a cafe or something like that. Sorry, there's a crackle. Someone, no idea what that is, but something's crackling. He's in some kind of a cafe in the market. You can hear a lot of people talking. You're going to have to. You can be recording it if you wish. To try and actually piece out exactly what's going on, you're going to have to go through it multiple times and actually try and isolate. It seems like he's picking up a number of conversations. The loudest, which is probably him, appears to be some kind of trade he's doing for a statue. But it's not. You're not entirely clear if he's buying or selling.
Okay. I'll
Do we
pass on
want
that
to
info.
find this person now?
Do you want to maybe ask
is-
around?
Well, I was gonna make a suggestion of me and Sandman go down to the market, and just take a walk around, having a conversation. And when you pick up my voice, let me know, and I can see if I can get eyes on him.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Sorry,
So
you're going with Sandman or with Huron?
Huron, sorry, I knew
Huron.
who I meant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean-
Okay.
No, I got who you meant.
Right.
Yeah.
That right. particularly your experience, Huron, this is an unusual thing. Two Westerners, particularly a Western woman, walking around. It will definitely attract attention, but there's enough troops around. It's probably safe,
Hmm.
but it is something you definitely need to be on alert for. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the two of you go wandering around, and
Is it safer to perhaps do it in a different language? Like if I was to go around, we're having a conversation, say in French or German, would that be safer or was that worse?
it's it's probably more distinct, but
Yeah.
it's um, the Iraqis are slightly less antagonistic to, well, they're more antagonistic to English speakers. French
Yeah.
is probably a bit better.
Bit
German,
better.
you're not really sure.
Huron, what languages do you speak?
I speak Czech, Arabic, and Chechen.
Then you're just going to have to nod and smile.
I
And
will nod and smile with the best of them.
cool. I will just babble along in French with him and until Farmer can pick up my voice.
Okay, actually, French is a good choice because there's quite a number of Maisons Sans Frontières people, and a lot of them, not all French, but a lot of them are French.
Yeah.
And so that sort of fits a little. Okay, you wander around, and the rest of you, I assume, are sat outside the Iraq Museum in the Humvee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, just to be clear, have you taken that tablet yet, or are you planning to come back and take it if you decide to take it?
I'll take it now. Things could go south
Okay.
pretty quickly.
Okay, can you please note it down on your character sheet then, please? Just in case. I want the person who's carrying it, or is it just being put in the vehicle?
No, we're not. We're going to have somebody carry it. Somebody that's got a good military skill, so not Agent
Hands
Khar.
it to Sandman then, presumably,
Sandman
as
is
soon as you
carrying
get
that.
to the
Okay.
vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's fine. Okay. Agents Hawk and Huron, please can you give me, so what skill check would it be? Right, where are we? It would be, I think it would be a search. What are your search skills, please?
My search skill is 20.
57.
Can you both give me skill checks, please?
Yep.
I mean, I could be feeding them what he's talking about. So if there's anything like the statue,
The statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time you pick up Hawk's voice, the conversation about the statue was completely finished. There's various other conversations. The one thing you've picked up that is of interest is that the Bahir appears to have said to someone else that he's had a text message and he might have a buyer for, it might be contacted by a buyer for some of those tablets that they took.
make sure people are aware.
Is that when you're picking up my voice?
And then a little bit after that, you spot you're at a cafe full of various men sitting around, drinking coffee, chatting, smoking, and it's, I say a cafe, it's sort of a terrace outside of a building. So you're as you're wandering past, you get a bit of attention. Are you sitting down and taking a table or something like that?
I'll let you take the lead on that, Hawk.
Mm. Is there any women in this cafe?
No.
No. I this sort of market, does it look like there's Is it just like a generic market, or is this something that's perhaps a little bit more and show that maybe tourists would be at?
It's not a tourist market. There's
No.
a lot
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff being traded. You've been past a section that's lots of a food market. Now, almost people selling bric-a-brac. There are people who are clearly selling their own possessions to try and get some money, and there are people who are obviously working off that, trading things and then selling on. And but do you know, I think you might see the occasional tourist. To be fair, actually, you see the
Yeah.
occasional
So
tourist. Sorry.
what I'm planning on doing is kind of taking out my phone, sort of like trying to identify roughly where this guy is, taking out my phone, sort of leading next to Heron and taking like a selfie, trying to catch the people behind us. See if I
Okay.
can get him on camera, in the guise that, hey, we're abroad.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm here with my security detail from from the United States military.
we could be friends. You don't know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's...
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
And so you got a successful search. You spot eventually, through a bit of toing and froing with Farmer, you eventually spot. Where's he gone? Sorry, where's that gone? This man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Who he's not alone. Sat with him are two very obviously armed guards.
mm.
What would I need to roll to kind of get a gauge for how well trained these guards are?
What's your military science skill?
Land.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, 50.
Automatic. Right.
Okay.
They look to be moderately trained. One of them is looking round. One of them, they're both drinking coffee with their boss, which is a bit of a sign that they're a little bit too relaxed. One of them is keeping a look round. They're both armed with AKs, but they're sort of AKs slung on their shoulders. They've got pistols as well. They're armed, but they're not highly alert at all.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You think we could risk taking a picture?
You've got a picture of him, yeah.
Oh, okay. We have already.
Yeah, with the selfie,
You caught him in the background of our selfie.
Gotcha. In that case, don't linger. But sort of, I think we should do like perusing the surrounding area, but we're out of sight of him. But maybe we could see when him and his guys leave, and I'll forward the picture to Farmer, and say, "Can you run these faces through our something?" I don't know.
I would also
got
like
it.
to ask Farmer to get the drone retasked to keep an eye on the cafe so that if we miss him leaving, maybe the drone will
Yeah.
pick him up.
And can
The
follow
drone will not be here for a while though, because it's currently
Yeah,
in
over.
a while.
Right. Yeah, it is
Over
currently
Mosul.
like
If
quite
I may
some
say,
distance away.
I think that is not a great idea. We need to know any activities taking place around Nineveh.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I think any
Yeah.
plus,
Yeah,
even
we'll
the drone,
keep the drone where it's at then.
would
Yeah.
the drone really be? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but would they be able to pick someone out from directly above?
Not
They
without being painted.
With modern stuff, if we give the person interest to indicate that to him, yes, but that would mean one of us would have to keep an eye on the cafe, and that defines the point.
Yeah,
The point
right.
being
Fair enough.
Okay.
We've got
fair
his
enough.
face and we've got his mobile phone to locate him roughly. If we
Yeah.
need to track him down for any reason,
Right.
we can do it. It just take a little bit longer than usual.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. That
Well,
makes sense to
What
me.
do you wish to do then?
Well, listen, we know that he's got at least one of the tablets.
Mm.
We know that he was in contact with the museum. We have the money. Let's just make life simple. Just
Yeah.
buy it from him.
Oh yeah. No.
Ability.
No need to make this more
And
complicated.
all we need to do is, make an introduction. Say, so and so gave us your number. Introduce yourselves as your researchers, and buy it.
Make life simple for ourselves, it would.
And then you can also see that because it's older money. You'd also see that you are legitimate, and that if you said, "Have you got anything else similar to this?" we maybe you're looking. He has the second one.
Hawk says,
We don't know if he's got the correct one though. He's got some of the missing tablets. The 58 was it missing tablets?
56
buy-
missing tablets.
yeah,
23
we
have been
buy-
recovered. There's still 33 missing.
He
Yeah,
had some of the missing 33.
That's fine. We
we
buy them
don't know
all.
if
And
But
we
we're
buy
only
them all.
interested in 2.
Exactly. We buy them all, gift them to the museum. You guys
the
get.
ones we
them.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
he only. Yeah. If he's got 30s, give the museum 28. Sorry, he only had 28. By the way, here's the 28 as a gift to you.
Well, let's see how he's going to.
Hawk
Is
Hawk
someone
will
going to...
say he's currently got a buyer up. You need to phone him now whilst we watch his reaction. I assume either Jones or
Look.
Puck needs to make this call.
Yeah.
And we'll try and kind of keep eyes on him whilst having the conversation
Okay.
and see what he says after it.
Farmer, Jones and Puck, what is your human score, please?
30.
something. 37, I think it is.
Can you give me human rolls, you three, please?
Yep.
That's a no.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay.
All three of us this time.
Okay.
It's because we're not in the same room as him, you see. That's what
I'm
it is.
consistent.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So is someone phoning him then, or going to speak to him, or what do you want to do?
Do you want to do the honours or shall I?
Not me. My human score's low enough that
Oh, my.
It's
Give it
persuade
some
is
time.
probably the relevant skill.
Oh, I'm a bit. Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
I've turned
okay.
the phrase.
Oh, okay. I actually do have a reasonable persuade. Not used that skill before.
Tell you what, speakerphone. We'll both do it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so you phone him, and after literally just 2 or 3 rings, he answers. Hello. How may I help you? He's
Well,
speaking,
yes,
sorry, he's speaking Arabic, by the way, just to be clear.
I'll speak back to him in Arabic. Explain. Yes, my name is Samuel Morton. We've been given your name in connection with the understanding that you're able to have a small collection of historical items of interest from around the country, and we understand that you might possibly have some items that we're potentially interested in with a research paper. I'll try and stick to the same story and fake names that we were using earlier.
Okay.
Research I'm involved in conjunction with an American actor. So I was wondering if I could meet and we could explain exactly what it is that we were after, and you could confirm whether or not you had such items.
Now, Hawk and Huron, have you pulled away? Did you say?
I think we should be just in sight of them now, but far enough away that we don't want to catch their attention.
We're like
We
at
want-
like the booth, like or stall or whatever someone has, like whatever has been set up, presumably like kind of across
Well,
from this cafe.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
not in the cafe.
a market stall selling electric parts, and you could be perusing stuff there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And can the the conversation that they're having be? Can Farmer have wired us in so we can hear their side of the conversation, so we know when to check for?
Mhm.
Like, if they go and offer him money, I want to check his reaction to see whether or not we can higher it or lower it
Mhm.
based on his reaction.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
He says, I have quite a number of items. Is there something particularly you're looking for? And uh, who do you represent?
I represent a group working out of Cambridge University, working in conjunction with similarly prestigious university within America. We're studying some
Cambridge
ancient.
University in America.
No,
Oh,
I believe you said Yale was the American university you were working with.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
It was Cambridge in England and
I said
Yale. Yeah,
I said Cambridge and a similarly prestigious university in the
yeah,
US.
and he said
Yeah.
Cambridge University in America is what he's actually
Yeah.
said.
And I say, of
Yeah.
course not.
So where is
Tell
Cambridge
him where.
University?
Sigh slightly and say, in Great Britain,
That hurts.
England.
Okay, and so you work for this Cambridge University in Britain and a university in America,
That's correct. Yes.
and you wish to buy what from me? What do you think that I might have?
Certain ancient section of ancient tablets and some other peripheral bits and pieces. We could show you some pictures if we were able to meet
Um,
of similar items and anything of a similar age from a similar era. Then launch into something very academic and archaeological about that'll deliberately try. The skill I'll be using in Call of Cthulhu is fast talk to try and just sort of distract him from.
it would be persuade, but to be honest, he interrupts fairly abruptly. He says, I don't really need to know the details. Do you have photographs of the items you wish?
Yes.
On
Well,
the
similar items, I should say, rather than the actual
that is a
items.
pity, because if you have the code numbers from the photographs, I can tell you if I have them.
Right. Well, hold on a second. I'll check with my colleague.
Do we have them?
Daniel, I'll
well,
say to
on the you have on so the set of photographs that were with the tablets in the Baghdad Museum is also they are the same. You've seen these photographs before. You have electronic copies of them, and
Yeah.
they've each one's got a documented ID tag with it. Okay.
Okay.
And
I'll blast off a few numbers, not just and specifically, but not maybe one of the ones we're actually after, a couple of ones that we're not so interested in, and then say no things similar that looks like it's from the same set, our same era or same lineage.
right, he okay.
Then launch back into another overcomplicated description of the sort of thing I might be after.
He says, "Hold on a sec," and you across the phone you can see this sort of strange fumbling noise. You guys physically watching, he actually gets out a headset, plugs it into his phone, sticks an earpiece in his ear, then gets out a laptop and starts typing on a laptop. Opens up laptop and starts typing on a laptop, and you can't see what he's looking at on the screen though, unless you want to reposition. And he says, "Give me those numbers again," and you go through the numbers, and
like I say, similar items as well.
yeah. So he says, "Okay, so I have 17 tablets from that set, and of the ones you listed, I have 3 of them, and one, and he lists back to you the 3 numbers he's got. One of them is one of the 2 tablets that you're after."
Okay. Now, can I get him to list out all the items from that set that he had? Does he read them all out?
He reads. If you ask, yeah, you read them all back. He's got both of them ones you're looking for.
Okay, right. Yes, well, we'd love to take a look at what you've got there, wouldn't we, Daniel? I say to
Yes, we would be interested.
If we could perhaps if you could arrange for them to be an item, then we can perhaps make an arrangement of some sort.
American and British universities. They are very wealthy institutions. You can pay well, I imagine. My price
Well,
is
program is
$10,000 for each tablet. $170,000 American dollars. I want American dollars.
Can I
okay.
do
We'll have to
a
negotiate that.
check
What do you want to? What do you mean?
to determine whether he's deliberately making it so over? Where, like, is he really pushing his
well,
luck?
Is he
or
Here is-
leaving room
here
to
is-
negotiate
here-
down?
yeah,
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 yeah.
or
Here
is
is
he
Andy.
being obnoxious?
A quick cultural thing, but I know that from friends of mine who have visited this, Andy, that we were actually talking about this just earlier, that I don't know if you're playing this out or not, but in these markets, they do tend to start really quite high and expect to come down quite a lot.
B, your human score was high, wasn't it?
The 67.
Yeah. Exactly as Chris has just explained. This is ridiculous, over the top, opening bid, seeing if you're a sucker, expecting
yeah.
you to negotiate downwards.
That's what I thought.
Well,
I'll text Farmer
I
like
want-
I'm
I-
texting a friend to say.
I'm not going to negotiate with them over the phone.
Uh,
That's not the way we like to do business. So we'll have to arrange to meet somewhere.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Mute, 1 second. Mute team. Is that appropriate? Yes. I personally, if I was buying something for $10,000, would not expect to do negotiation over the phone. I don't know.
And it's better done in person.
Um,
And we can probably get half the
Unmute.
price.
Yes, I've just checked with my colleagues, and I think that we'll have to meet in person and go through the to negotiate the price properly. You have to bring at least one of the relevant tablets to prove that you have them as well.
I do not have time for lots of meetings and negotiations.
can I write something out and show it to them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Shown to these guys. We have the money to pay, but we want the stuff straight away.
Well, we also want to see it.
Yeah. But that's it. No money. No tablets when we meet. No money. This is a
okay.
one and done.
It's a very
deal.
good. Okay, but exactly. Okay. But okay, if he's saying he's not prepared to meet, then I'll tell him. Okay, well, if you're not prepared to,
No, I am prepared to meet.
You're not
but
prepared
you-
to bring the tablets to us. Then that's no good to me, really, is it?
No. You
And
misunderstand me.
Mention the money. We have the money.
I will mention the money.
No. You misunderstand me. I mean,
I think I might
You-
misunderstand. Yes.
you bring the money. You bring the money. I will bring the tablets. If they're what you want, then we could do the deal there and then.
Okay. Very good. I think that's acceptable. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
He's nodding.
Yep.
I will send you I will send you a pin for a map to where to meet.
Okay.
I'll put the phone on mute.
I assume someone got a burner phone.
I'm assuming you're
I'll
on a
put,
phone.
I'll put
Right.
yeah, I'll put the phone
give
on
him that-
mute.
I'll give him-
Agent
I'll
Khar,
give him
are we sure we want to meet on his turf? This could go badly wrong. You know, he
He's
might be
calling
taking
the
two
he's-
academics.
Yeah,
He's calling the shots. He's got the items we want. Look.
we can ask for somewhere a bit more public, but then he may not want to do the deal because it's a public deal. Technically, it's illegal. He knows it's dodgy as fuck.
All right.
Yeah, but we can do
They've
it in
got armed
the
backup.
exactly.
Right. I will be there in 2 hours' time, he says.
Right. No time at the present, eh? Right. Good. See you in 2 hours.
And finishes the call, and then a pin comes through, and the pin is for a location about it's quite a number of miles outside of Baghdad. It's going to take you probably 45 minutes to an hour to get there, and it's according to the map, it's a factory.
Good place to start.
Excellent. Well, in actual fact, he might accidentally have played into our hands, since that sort of location sounds ideal for if things do go south for our more militant actors to do their stuff.
Right. Now, we didn't really talk about this, so be honest with me. You had $112,000 given to you. How much would you have brought with you, if any?
Oh, to
Apart-
this.
No,
We
no,
knew
but
that-
to Baghdad, or is it all still back at your base?
Oh, we probably would have brought.
No, we knew that there was
Yeah.
people selling stuff on the open market, so we were going to need cash.
So do you
I
think
don't
you
know
bought
how
the
much
whole lot?
tablets. Is it? I mean, 100. It's not that bulky. It's probably like a
2
bag.
bags.
There's probably, well, it's in $100 bills. So
Oh, right. So, yeah, a bag.
Briefcase.
Yeah.
well, it's a hold. There's a
Well-
holdall, and
Yeah, like a.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
Sandman's got yet
$100
another
bills.
holdall that he's guarding.
I'm not sure we would have necessarily brought it on the vehicles. I mean, would we left it on the base? I don't know whether that.
No, because we
amount of
would have
money-
brought it with us because we didn't know what was happening.
The base is back in Kirkuk, so the base is several hours of travel. To
No, I
get.
meant the base that we requisitioned the vehicle from when we landed.
You've no idea of the security on that.
Do we
base.
need to say
Alright,
to him
yeah,
we need
that's
to
fine, yeah.
delay by a day because we got to
No.
to arrange to find
Well,
some-
No,
because
no,
he's
no.
in the process of selling them already. So he's got somebody lined up to buy them today. So if we want them, we have to
Okay.
go now.
Right.
Right.
I would have said we would have brought most of it, maybe 75%.
I'm happy to say you've got the whole lot, because why
Okay.
would you have brought the left part of it behind?
Well, and we can get more money if we need to.
Yeah.
I presume.
Okay.
That will require skill rolls to get hold of. That you get to
But it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah. Okay. Right,
We have to negotiate hard on this because this is my therapy fund being reduced heavily.
Farmer. As you're reviewing the activity on his phone, you actually come across a text message that you realise is actually probably from the director of the museum shortly
Yeah.
after you left, which just says passed some customers your way, expect my usual cut.
Make sure everybody knows this.
And actually,
And
when he was talking on the phone, it's quite possible actually
He was talking about us.
he was talking about you as buyers, not another buyer.
That's fine.
That's kind of what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seem to have got slightly.
Yeah.
Listen, I was going to get myself some more squash. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
Certainly.
Sounds great.
I honestly believe that we should, with this negotiation, literally just have a proper hard sell. Because if we know these people want a proper haggle. If he's looking for 10k, we're happy to spend what 5k.
Now he asked for 10k per tablet.
Yeah. I know.
170,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Don't worry. I
we
know how
don't have
to haggle.
170,000. So
Yeah, exactly. So I know how to haggle.
Okay.
Yep. So we're happy to pay what 5k per tablet if he wants 10.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we start with 3, and we'll go up to 5, potentially go up to 6 per.
hmm
Yeah. But you can go up to when you go up to 5, drop it to 5.5. Yeah. Don't go up another 1,000 straight away. Go up 500.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm sure my
So-
character is well versed in haggling.
Exactly. This,
Yeah. Okay.
So we're doing the haggle stuff. We're
So you-
happy with that 5 to 6k.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you going to the meet point straight away? Are you going to wait a bit and arrive on time? What do you want to do timing wise?
I'd prefer to get there a little early so that I can scope out the area just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what, about 15 minutes early, half an hour early? What would you want to do?
About as early as we can make it.
Yeah.
As
Like
early as you can
literally
make it.
now.
Okay, so you leave,
Yeah.
you leave that right. Okay, so you have to regather Hawk and Huron. Someone's got a very significant. I think Sandman's got a massive navigate score. Mind you, Huron might as well.
I do also have a very good navigate score.
Of what?
My navigate is 50.
Okay, there's no problem finding this place. You've got a pin on a map and
Can I also suggest we have Hawk in the negotiation as well, because she knows how to read people better than any of us combined.
Yep. Okay. Be you mute. You just say something. Your audio may have gone again. Yep. No, still can't hear you. Say something.
Nope. B. Change your phones.
Right. Right. So you head out and you've got pretty good navigation. So you arrive about half an hour before the meet point. But actually, what you arrive at, where am I? Is a factory in the middle of the desert. As that loads up for you, it's struggling for me. So, no, I'm now up. Yep. Does this map come up?
Yes, it has.
I haven't got it.
No, it's not. It's not a pop-up. It's actually should be. On
it's
the
a
background.
whole new game map.
Yeah.
Whole new
Yeah.
pop-up.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yep. So you're arriving, turning top left corner is where you're approaching from. You're coming down this road here, and you're not here first. You're early, but there's a pair of armed guards. Huron, to your eye, in fact, Farmer as well. They seem pretty relaxed. They've got AK slung over shoulders. They're fairly well armed, but they're looking like thugs with guns rather than trained soldiers. Okay. And they signal you to continue south, and then as you get down to this point, coming down south, you see where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a third guard here, and he then signals you to go this way. Are you complying? Huron's driving. Okay.
Yeah.
And then as you get to sort of this sort of area here, oh, sorry, they're not visible at the moment. GM layer. GM. You then see 3 more men here, which is Bahir and 2 of his 2 more guards. Okay.
Did we head straight here, by the way?
Yes. What was the thing you wanted to do first?
Okay.
We were trying to
Sorry,
start this.
I was trying to
Drop
sort
one
of.
of our.
I
Drop one of our-
literally just wanted to. Am I in military gear or not?
No, you're
I'm
probably
assuming not.
no. You're because
Okay.
all of you are. Oh, sorry, Chris. You're talking to the dog. I was wondering what you were saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought you were issuing commands to us, and I was being told to sit or something.
Sit.
No. All of you are you're probably in sort of. It's not military gear, but it's probably boots and sturdy trousers and lightweight jacket
Okay.
and stuff like that. That kind of gear, unless you want to be in something different.
Well, I thought I was in like plain clothes when I went to the market because that's the whole.
Okay,
tourist
yeah,
stop
yeah,
thing.
sorry, yeah.
It'll still be classed as plain clothes.
Okay, cool. Because I just want to whatever anything that I'm wearing that would have made me noticeable if they had caught a sight of me when I was talking French and doing things. I want to make sure that I'm not recognizable. Put my hair up, change my scarf. Well, put my hair up. It's obviously a headscarf, but like change the scarf or something so that if they see me, I'm just another female and
Put
not
on
the
a pair
person
of
that was
fake
traveling.
glasses.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
Yep.
the mustache and
Okay.
that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Certainly. You've done that certainly. But so you guys have parked up sort of here, this sort of area. So unless you tell me differently, and Bahir sort of looks at his watch and then comes over to your vehicle.
I'm not dressed in any kind of military gear. I'm dressed in a cheap suit,
Okay.
so I'll jump out and greet him enthusiastically in Arabic.
I will be, instead of dressed like US military, I will be dressed like a PMC. So I've got
Yeah.
like the black polo with a plate carrier. And like
Okay.
I've got, US issue equipment, but so does every other PMC that's rolling
Yeah.
around here right now.
Yeah, I imagine Sandman's quite similar as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's getting out? Just Puck
I'll jump out as well after Puck
and
jumps
Joan.
out.
Okay. Anyone else?
I will
Yeah, I
get
wanna
out, but I will not approach with them. I will just I will get out and stand menacingly next to the vehicle.
Okay.
I'm dressed as I'm dressed in my character portrait. There we go.
I'll just have the door open, but I'll be sitting half in, half out.
And then was Hawk getting out as well? Did you say?
Yeah, I want to accompany the two professors.
Okay. He strides over and says, "Oh, you are early. Come."
Yes, we weren't sure about the state of the roads.
Come. And he takes you over, and these crates here, he takes you and shows you, and he has indeed, to your trained eye, several, and as you start to count them, 17, including the two you are looking for, of these tablets.
Oh, get quite excited as I look at all this.
So we haven't gone anywhere.
Are they in
have we?
reasonable quality? Are they look damaged in their various?
They're still perfectly good. They're in good enough quality for your purposes. You notice a couple of them have got extra chips on them on the edges. Because they're clay are they clay or stone? I don't remember, but they're damaged a little. They're damaged a little.
They've been clay tablets so far.
Yeah, they're clay tablets, so some of them are damaged a bit more from what state they were in previously, but they're the two you particularly want are in good enough condition you think to be of use to you.
Okay, well, we'll initially start to. What I'll do is, having looked through them carefully, I will set aside 10 as if those are the ones we're particularly interested in, making sure that the two that we actually particularly want to see at the bottom of that pile, and then indicate we're interested in all of them, particularly those ones. So the price you named, yeah, and then I don't exactly know how you begin these negotiations, but I'm sure
We had the discussion earlier. Jones knows what Jones's character knows what's doing. But we did come to a price that we thought would be fair.
Okay.
That we were going to negotiate up to.
Right. So rather than going through a protracted negotiation, it's a persuade check. If someone want to give me a persuade check, who's leading the negotiations?
I have a persuade of 40. Anybody beat that?
Well, let's not compare numbers.
I think it's you two, isn't it, doing the persuade? I'm just keeping an eye on things.
I'll help if I can help.
Is there a way of helping?
Okay, so Bruce, roll me at a +20, please.
Yay!
Yay!
Right. So
So farmer's careful schooling. I'm well versed.
right.
Can I keep an eye on the buildings? Just
I am also keeping an eye on the general area.
Right. What are your two's respective awareness stats? Skills, please.
My awareness is
alertness, do you mean?
yeah.
Alertness.
yeah.
Sorry, I mean
My
alertness.
my alertness is 60.
Okay,
51.
51. B, can you please roll for me? Hurons and automatic success. And what's Sandman as well?
Beans.
Was that a failure? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to split my attention between the warehouse and the guy here.
Do I get to roll because I'm back with the car?
Oh,
keeping
sorry.
an eye out?
But are you? Well, what are you doing? Are you
I was
keeping-
half in and out of the car, just keeping a general eye out.
Oh, so yes. What is your alertness? Apologies.
A sec. Alertness, 46.
Roll, please. Sandman failed.
Hey, I got a critical.
Nice.
Okay. So
Wait, Sandman failed?
yeah, I rolled for. Oh no, success. Sandman succeeded. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I totally failed to read. Right. So between the three of the four of you in there, particularly Farmer picks it out. Right. Ooh, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing here. You spot movement from two people over here to the south of you,
Oh wow.
and you hear some movement over behind. This is a cargo crate type thing here, and there's some movement behind it. You hear the sound of someone moving
Yeah.
around. Sorry, someone else pinging the map. All right. No, just checking. You just don't get confused with my. Huron. Sorry, you can also still see this guy here. He has sort of moved to being in a sort of covering position using this I think it's a trailer as a bit of cover. Huron, this confirms something as well. They're clearly not very well military trained because
Right.
they sort of have surrounded you. Yeah,
Oh,
which means
see, that's a no-no.
which means that if they actually don't open fire, they might actually end up shooting each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But they have got sort of like a not quite an
A
exact
perimeter.
perimeter around. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, but what happened with the? Sorry, I've lost track of the negotiation was successful. Right. It's actually fairly what is potentially a so it's almost like a stereotypical argument and conversation in that he starts high and what was the starting price you said was $5,000 per tablet?
No.
Three.
Start at 3 and then argue up to 5,
Right.
ideally.
And
Okay.
if we have to, then go to 5, 5, and 6, but 6 is
Right.
the cap.
Hawk, what you spot actually something. Though he negotiates and so on, he doesn't negotiate very hard.
That's worrying.
Almost instantly, he takes the 3,000 per tablet.
Christ, we're all going to
Okay.
die. No, he seems to be
No, please do take 5-5, please.
No, and then he seems to be really quite delighted with that, really quite pleased with that, genuinely. You actually think potentially you've missed a trick and could have got it cheaper.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but we're going for 30% is
yeah.
a good starting price, to be fair.
Oh yeah. He in hindsight, his starting price was absolutely ridiculous.
Astronomical, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know? We're
Yeah.
naive professors.
Yeah.
It's not your money,
Yeah.
despite Jones's claims for his retirement fund.
His therapy bills.
It's not our money in the real world or in our virtual fake world.
Yeah.
So and he seems quite happy with that, and
Do we get all the tablets?
and you get all 17 tablets, $3,000 each. He's got the cases they're in are they're sort of almost like similar to tea chests, and they're packed with straw, which is not ideal, but is what he's got them in. It's better than nothing.
How
And
many teachers?
2 tea chests.
We'll be able to fit them in the Humvee.
It's getting a bit cramped in there, but that's all the cargo space taken up. And
Oh, well, if some of us end up sat on T-chest, and that's the way it goes.
and he and basically the 2 guards with him, he gets them to carry the tea chests across to your vehicle, while you turn it around and stuff like that. And I mean, you're pretty convinced it's all above board when they put their rifles down to carry things for you, and it all seems quite. It's all quite above board, and then he brings his. You pay him. Both lots are loaded into the vehicle, and you are able to drive off.
I imagine to
Not
save
much more.
space, we probably now have Sandman in the empty turret ring, like standing up.
Quite possibly.
Since we, yeah.
Suppose.
Possibly your overnight bags you've you brought with you, possibly strapped to the roof or something like that now.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Okay. And you.
So right now, do we head back to the museum, present them with 15 new
15
tablets, which means that they're now up 14, and we can.
And actually,
Although
if you remember,
he will know. Go on.
is that they had no idea what they had, so
Yep.
they don't know that they are that
it's
they've
less,
lost a particular
yeah.
one, because in terms of numbers, it's been replaced.
And some, so yes.
Perhaps you can negotiate more time with the tablet that you guys want for this generous gift.
Well,
you're giving to
we
him.
already
no,
took
we've
it.
stolen that tablet.
I believe
yeah,
that's
Oh, have you
the,
taken it? Oh,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
Yeah,
stolen it already.
Sandman is currently carrying it.
fantastic.
It's like one of those shell games. It's like, here's 14, 1, 5, 7, 8, like, here you go.
Yeah.
So,
Whoopsie.
you
Didn't they ask you to catalogue the numbers of the tablets though?
They did make the
I
fatal
thought you
mistake
didn't
of
know
asking
that
me
that's
to
what they
catalogue
got
there.
listed.
Yeah, we were
There's a
cataloging.
pencil mark through the one that I've
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah. And
So-
just tell them we have one less, so when they count them, there's a correct amount.
That's exactly what I was
Exactly.
suggesting.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly.
So you
Sorry.
take the spare ones back
No, no, it's good.
to the actually, if you what you actually realize is, if you want to, you can keep 2 more of the ones you've just bought, and you will actually then also have a complete set for the closing the breach ritual as well.
Ooh,
I know you
right,
already.
well,
Oh,
Sorry?
yeah. Sweet.
yeah.
Okay.
quite.
So you
quite
actually
the, quite the haul here.
so you give all the spares. I've lost track of the number of them, but you give the spares to the museum. 12. The director is delighted that that you've so quickly managed to resolve this and catalogue them for him as well. He's absolutely delighted, particularly as he's getting a cut of the money you've just paid.
Yeah. And he's probably got a text that said they were complete fools. We got them for $3,000 a tablet. So he's looking at a hefty payday.
No. Farmer, you're able to track the conversations.
Oh,
back
we could really screw that guy over. And we only got them for 6,000 for each tablet.
Well,
Cut them
Yeah,
out.
yeah. There you go.
Okay, but actually,
We
but
should
here,
definitely do that.
Bahir is stringing him the other way, and has
Yeah,
told
tell them the only
they-
cost 500.
they weren't very good. I managed to get 1,000 per tablet.
Yeah,
So it's all
Amazing.
wonders of the lies of the world of lies and corruption. Anyway, but
I love it.
that play out anyway, and then they you then, having got that, I'm assuming you're then returning to the airport and getting transport straight back to your base.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So that sorry, and that actually, so that will have used up. Ooh, where's my notes gone?
A day.
A day or two.
Yeah. Where's my thing? It's
So
now.
the key thing now is, can he learn the spell?
Nice.
Sorry, so that was the 15th.
That'd be a kick in the teeth, wouldn't it?
That'll be 51k.
Bruce is gonna cry.
Yeah. So you spent 51k. I'll note that down.
What I figured out is I need a
A
crash
bargain
course in
price for
losing-
saving the world.
Yes.
Right. And by the end of the
Alien
15th,
for
you're
dummies.
back at base, because that's literally that's taken a day to do all of that. You're back at
Yep.
base with those tablets and stuff, and you can start to study them a little that night. But really, it's really the following day you can start to study them. Okay, and that's probably a good point to leave it for tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll
Surely
take,
we sit up all night studying them.
well, we can worry about that later. Right, let's leave it there though, and say thanks to anyone watching. There'll be another episode hopefully soon. Had a little bit of delay with this one, but hopefully we're now back onto our fortnightly schedule. But thanks everyone watching, and good night.
Peace.
Good night.
Bye.